Hey everybody, I wanted to get on here today to talk a little bit about getting back to that childlike curiosity and asking questions. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, what do you mean about asking questions from a childlike curiosity? Well, if you remember, like, if you have kids around or you're around kids, they always ask you why. And then you'll tell them an answer, and they'll ask why. And they'll keep asking that question. And they'll keep asking you questions about what's going on. It's because they're trying to get down to the root of the problem, the root of the question. It's not really the problem, it's just the question that they're having that they want to understand. And this is something that is very important as you're going along on your path, is to ask these questions of yourself. Ask these questions of the world around you, but it's really important to ask these questions of yourself. I'll give you an example. So when you can ask yourself, let's say you have, anxiety when you get in groups. You don't like to be around a lot of people. So you can ask yourself, why don't I like being around a lot of people? Why does it make me nervous? And an answer that might come up is, well, I'm, nervous about people seeing, who I am and not accepting me for who I am. Then you have to ask that question again. So why am I nervous about people seeing who I am? Why am I, nervous about people accepting who I am? And the answer might be, well, because as I was growing up, I never really had friends, or the friends I had were not the nicest to me. So then you have to ask yourself, well, why didn't you have friends growing up? Or why weren't those friends the nicest to you? And you can answer the question and be like, well, I didn't have friends because I was really quiet. I was really shy. I stayed to myself. Or, the reason why my friends weren't the nicest to me is because I wasn't being, my truest self with them, or things that I did would upset them. And then you go deeper into that. Then you ask yourself, well, why were you shy and quiet, around your friends? Why weren't you your truest self with those friends? Why were you not the nicest to those friends? And then so on and so forth. You see where I'm getting with this? And once you start going down this path of these questions, you can start getting down to the root of the situation. Because when it comes down to it, then you can understand exactly where your emotions, your programming, and the frequencies that you are aligned with are coming from. Because this is the programming of the situation that you're in right now. So you have to be able to ask these questions in order to figure out, how you can, make yourself be the truest you, how you can make yourself the best you that you can. Now, asking these questions are not going to be easy, because it brings up a lot of emotions. It brings up a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, a lot of different things about you that maybe you've tried to hide from the world. Mostly you tried to hide it from yourself. And it might not even be that you tried to hide it from yourself. It's just it's so deep down in there that you even forgot about it. Because you went around this system, you went around this world, and let everything around you influence you to the point where you forgot who you were. You forgot the reason why you do things. You forgot, the main reasons that you were living. And once you start asking these questions of yourself, you can start getting these answers. You can start making, the actual changes in the now in order to make yourself better. You can make those changes in the now in order to understand yourself more. Because once you start understanding yourself more, then you're going to learn how to maneuver through this system more. You're going to learn how to traverse through this life in the way that you want to. Now, I'm not saying that once you start asking these questions, it's going to immediately change just like that for you. No, it's going to be a process. It's going to be a gradual process. But by asking these questions, you're at least going to be able to get these answers. Now, once you get these answers, it's important that you take action on these answers. Because once you start taking action on these answers, you start taking actions in order to, heal whatever it is inside of you that's stopping you from, achieving your fullest self. When I say heal, I mean, remove whatever programming, remove that perspective on what happened to you and change it to, something that's going to motivate you, something that's going to drive you to move forward, something that's going to actually, push you forward in the way that you want to be pushed, push you forward in the way that you want to go, help you along your path instead of, slowing you down on your path or putting you on a detour on your path. Because, that's basically what these things do. Is as we go along in our perspective shifts and we start getting these ideas and frequencies of what's going on, it makes us take a detour on our path. and it makes us not be able to understand exactly what is happening to us, what exactly is going on. So get back to that childlike curiosity. Learn what's going on with yourself. Learn what's going on within. Learn what's going on around you. Ask those questions. Ask the questions of, why do you walk outside and, you see a certain bird every time when you walk outside? Ask the little questions. Ask the questions that seem obscure, because no question is a bad question. Once you ask the question, then you can start getting answers. But you can't get those answers until you ask the question. So, hey, just take some time and think about it.